Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. It is Wednesday, and you can put 2 and 2 together. That means we're here for the Wednesday Cup. Again, round 6 tonight, penultimate round. Everything to fight for. Zach O'Reilly here, joining me in the studio, as always. What do we got to look forward to tonight here? Round 6 at Oulton Park. It's going to be an absolute cracker, I assume.
Yeah, I reckon we've got some spinal surgeries coming as well tonight after racing around this track for a couple of laps, Christopher Munro, because it is as bumpy as a camel's back at the moment. You can see them all driving around so far. On our monitors there, I can just watching Alex McEwen go around. But belter of a circuit, Oulton Park, and we all know what Oulton Park delivers, some of the most historical, best ever racing we have ever seen in our lifetime in the BTCCs and numerous Carrera Cup categories as well. So, cracking event. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. The last time I think I went around here must have been season 1 of the Wednesday Cup. So, cast your memories back there, everyone. 15 seasons ago, we were here in the Legend cars, and Alex McEwen and I were in a nice little tussle, and I ended up barrel rolling the Legend car. It was one of the biggest accidents you've ever seen. And it was beautifully streamed, I think Denzel at the time. So it is there in evidence on the internet somewhere of me going off the track, Zach O'Reilly. It doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, you make up for all the time that it does not happen.
Yeah, go hard.
Go hard or go home in the Munro household. But cracking event tonight. Looking forward to this one. And we've got a couple of surprise announcements coming your way, viewers. Good to see everyone in the chat. They're ready to rock and roll. And it's going to be exciting nonetheless. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it is. We've got some standings to go through because it is the penultimate round. We can see who's in the hot seat to win this championship. And all season long, it's been going the way of Alex McEwen. And there, the proof is in the pudding. 739 points. Well clear of Jake Buttigieg there in second position. That's about 53 points with a bit of quick arithmetic there for me. So that is just over one race worth of points in the lead. So it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. If Alex does have a shocker, any of these guys are ready to pounce. Buttigieg behind him, Munro ready to pounce, Falzon even within striking distance, and then there is a little gap to the minor positions there with Paul Buttigieg, the senior, Andre Elliott, Barber, Hughes, and Scotty McEwen, but all those guys are separated by not much as well. So a little two-way battle going on between the top 4, and then another battle entirely between the bottom 6 of the top 10.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what that top 10 looks like after this round. Positions did not change last round, ladies and gentlemen, either. Yeah. So you are just looking at carbon copy in terms of where they used to be, but in terms of the relative to what we will see tonight with a few drivers out of it, it's going to be interesting to see what we can see for the final round coming our way shortly.
Yeah, a little bit light on in numbers out there on circuit at the moment, but it is one of the circuits here in season 15 that really sorts out the men from the boys, as they say, because Zach said earlier how bumpy it is. Bumpy as a camel's back. Bumpy as a, we won't go there. It's way too early there. Wow, caught myself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go through tonight's racing and schedule. Let's have a quick look at what is happening. It is round 6, ladies and gentlemen, from Oulton Park. We're doing the international layout. So only one chicane after the hairpin, but it is 15 turns of bumpiness coming at us. 4.3 kilometres in length. It's one of those circuits pretty tough to overtake. So that always means good battling, and these guys are going to have to really set up and overtake in advance if they want to overtake the guy in front of them. But that is yet to be seen. Today is round 6. You know the drill. It's 7 minutes qualifying, 15 for race 1, 16 for race 2 with a top 10 reverse grid. Top 12 in the last race with 17 minutes on the clock. The fastest man during the week was the man out in front, Alex McEwen. He's put in a few practice laps. It's a 1:37.6, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just have a quick squiz in the practice server. Oh, Jake Budgig's gone quicker.
He's gone quicker, 1:37.2. In fact, and he is just exited the server now, so he's having a break before the qualifying kicks off tonight. But nonetheless, that's 0.4 of a second better. Mind you, Alex McEwen has also gone 0.3 better than his personal best. So the guys have got the practice in now, and they're looking ready to go here for qualifying. I cannot wait to see what this grid lines up with tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. All the guys from the pointy end of the season are the true believers here in round 6. So it is going to be a tight race, despite the numbers out there on circuit. So everyone at home, it might be time to get qualifying. Zach, what do we think about that?
Well, there's no thought about that, mate. It's just straight into it. We just got to get into it. Qualifying coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting excited. I'm moving around in my seat. The heart rate's getting pumped up. In Christopher Munro, you can see the sweat beating off his forehead at the moment underneath that hat. But we are getting ready here. It is hot in here, Nelly style. Qualifying coming your way very, very shortly here, ladies and gentlemen, at Sensational TV. You know what to do. Get those condiments filled up and ready, because by the time we get over qualifying, you guys will be sitting there going, oh my goodness, cannot wait for the racing to happen. So don't go anywhere.
We're back on track, ladies and gents. In the combox, as always, myself, Chris Munro, Zach O'Reilly on his way back up the stairs. We've got the spotters guide there. Why is that up? Oh, thank you, Mitty, for doing all the good things. Jake Budgig, first man in line here, waiting for the green light here in qualifying to kick off. We're a little bit generous to the boys. We said they can go out a minute early.
Well, why not? It's a penultimate round, to get them cracking and firing here at Oulton Park with 1 minute 30 odd laps around here. You're not going to get too many chances to put in that qualifying lap that's going to get you further up the grid. And with all of the racing here tonight, these guys, smaller grid, they know where they need to go. And Budgig has just sailed his way out. So we are on like Donkey Kong, ladies and gentlemen. He has got the primo position here to get those tyres all warmed up, cycled in, get the temperatures where they need to be, get those brake markers nailed. Apex is absolutely on point. And here at Oulton Park tonight, Christopher Munro, with this layout in particular, this is a section of the track. If you stuff up turn 1 and 2, you are going to get sucked all the way down this area. And I'll tell you what, it could be a good night for some. Maybe if you're in the straight department, it is not.
Look, it sounds good. You shut your eyes, you can't tell the difference. So I'm told. But
paper bag.
But he's out there now. Great to get out there first. Wow, he's taking track limits very liberally there through the chicane. We wonder what the real penalty has to say about that. But we'll keep an eye on it during the race. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. But these cars don't really handle the curbs that well. What is happening there, Zach O'Reilly?
I was under the impression that chicane was gone.
No, but the second one is gone.
That was the second one.
Nope. Second one is Hislops, and that is gone. So this is the International 2022 circuit with the first chicane Britons thereabouts. So we're going to ride on board here with Budgig. But this is the layout they've been practicing all week, ladies and gentlemen. No surprises to the drivers, hopefully. But here we go. We're going to kick off a lap of Oulton Park. We dive it into turn 1, which is Old Hall Corner. It's you can really chuck it in there. The downforce takes care of the rest. Down through this bumpy little section. Try to get out as far wide as possible so you can slingshot your way down. A bit of a late apex and shoot down the lakeside straight here, down towards the island bend. Here, it's all about testicle size. Get the throttle, a little lift, plant it flat, and pull it up now before you get to this banked, beautiful 180-degree hairpin here. Maybe a bit of an overtaking opportunity there for some. Now up through this little section here, bumpy little chicane.
There's the first one.
Yeah, this is the first one. And so that is still there. And we go up and over the hill of Britain's hilltop, they actually call it. Here's Hislops. It should be straight through here. Oh, it is not. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That is interesting because the track layout on my end says International 22. Well, I guess it's the same as what they've been practicing. Dead set. We're professionals here at Sensational TV and OK Racing. It seems the guys are... Well, there's no complaints about the second chicane, so it is still there. It will stay there for the rest of the night. But Jake Buttigieg is on it here. He's looking pretty good. It's been a tidy lap. Despite the bumpiness of this back straight, he will find his braking mark. I missed the apex just slightly, but there is still 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in this session, so he will cross the line for a 1 minute 37.7. There's still a fair bit of improvement there as Alex McEwen tops the timetables now with a 1:37.4. There's still plenty in that as well for these guys at the top. 2 tenths behind Jake Buttigieg, 9 tenths behind Matt Munro here in the Petronas Mercedes coloured Praga R1. He's trying to make a charge here. If he can have a good race weekend here, he'll be swimming in points and hopefully going up the order of the championship, as we say. Let's have a look down the order a little bit. Andrew Ferguson is back on track here in the McLaren colours. Do we have our co-commentator back in the hot seat?
No. I'll be back in a second.
We do not. He is just heating up his dinner or something there. But Ferguson and Simons here having a little bit of a race in qualifying, which is all good for us here at home because obviously action is what puts bums on seats here at Sensational TV. But these guys are probably hurting themselves in the long run for battling takes away your lap time, and qualifying, that is imperative to get that lap time sorted out. Alex McEwen still tops the time sheets. He's pulled it into the pits actually to, I guess, get enough fuel in to go for 2 more laps and time it properly with a bit of clear air, and that is what he's got. He's got 1 car in front of him on track, but I assume he will sort that out by the time he gets around to the start-finish line. So, Gray Ward up there in 4th. Great stuff from him, Zach O'Reilly.
Well, yeah, great stuff from him, albeit 4.5 seconds off the pace at the moment, but that's going to be okay because you'll see the time start to tumble here with 2 minutes 50 left to go, and you will see what these guys really can do with, we've got Scotty McEwen, Buttigieg, Senior there in 7th place, Bensley in 8th, Captain still setting his outlap as well. So a lot of track cuts coming these guys' way here in terms of the old limitations that you can take. So if you take the P155, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get a track cut, and you're going to start all the way back down the grid there in 14th place. But nonetheless, Ward is in 5th. He'll take that for now. Alex McEwen still the practice primo, not close enough to where Jake Buttigieg got in the practice session with a 37.2. So a bit of time for those guys out in front to go ahead and march on forward. Matt Munro in 3rd place. This could be spicy. By the time we get to the mid-pack here, ladies and gentlemen, we just don't know what we're going to see by the end of tonight because there are some feisty customers sitting in there. And watch those timing towers start to tumble, and the positional numbers and names start to change. Buttigieg's right up at the moment, and he's lost it. No. He's absolutely sent it harder than Osama bin Laden, and that is all done and dusted for him. He's going to have to go back to his cave and maybe get the artillery shells back and loaded in for another lap here. 1 minute 33 to go. He has got enough time, Christopher Munro, but he has got a 1:37.474 to beat here, with the last lap of his qualifying session coming his way in about 1.5 seconds time, and here it goes. He
would be absolutely spewing about that because when he lost it, he was actually up, not only on his time, but also Alex McEwen. So he just let pole position fall through his fingers here, but he does get another bite at the cherry. So let's follow the Corporal around here for another lap and see what... Some of the camera angles here of this circuit are absolutely fantastic. There's a nice static one for your screenshots there. Get a real sense of the speed as they get around this the back end of the circuit here. Jake Buttigieg now braking heavily into the it's like a berm there on a BMX track or something, a supercross track there. They're big 45-degree angles, keeping your car stuck to the road. Jake Buttigieg getting very very liberal with the curbing. As we said in the pre-game, almost lost it.
And
he's lost it. He's pulling out. That's the end of it. Alex McEwen has found himself on pole, but let's see if any of these other competitors can say anything about it. Matt Munro on the back end of his campaign here. He's down currently on his time, so he needs to get a boogie on. Alex McEwen sitting pretty out the front. Let's see if anyone else is on for an improvement. I can't see anyone turning green. Maybe Paul Buttigieg having a good turn, but there goes Will Kirk up in the third spot.
Yeah, Kirk's in the third. Done. Well done for him. Only 0.5 of a second now because Alex McEwen's just set the lap record, 1:37.116. So he's set himself sailing there. But Buttigieg Senior at the moment on your screen, trying to get any position change to where he was, 4.4 seconds off the lead at the moment. Jeez Louise, he wants to get the march on here at the moment, but he's up 2/10 on his personal best. So he's just got to keep going on and on. That's Nathan Hughes in the background there, losing it completely in the arse end. Heather Hughes is in the chat as well. Good to see you around, Heather, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Buttigieg, 3.2 seconds off the grid, and just nearly sent it too wide there and lost the momentum, but cracking stuff from him to keep the car in check. It's a personal best for him in the second sector. What can he do for the third one? Into the heavy braking zone now, down the fast 2 sections of this corner, which is the penultimate corner. Now he's into the last one. All he has to do is put the foot down and the throttle planted to the floor, and 4.3 seconds off the lead, 41.447, a personal best for him. But that man on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, the junior of the McEwens on your pole position for race 1, and by some margin, Christopher Munro, 0.6 of a second or thereabouts.
Wow, we really turning the screws at the end there. A 1:37.1. That's quicker than anyone's gone around this circuit, including free practice all week. So Alex McEwen really pulling the bread out of the oven at the right time, so to speak. Buttigieg, 0.6 off, and then another 1.8 seconds back to Hughesy in third. No, it was Will Kirk who has already left the service. So we're going to get an overview here of what happened. Alex McEwen out in front, 0.6 behind Jake Buttigieg, as we said. Will Kirk back there as well. Matt Munro, Hughes, Ferguson, Ward, Buttigieg, McEwen, Barber, round out your top 10, folks. And behind them, we've got Moore, Cole, Bensley, Simons, and a couple of broadcast vans. Oh, it's all heating up here, ladies and gents.
Yeah, it's getting spicier. The dodgy Vindalooza coming out of the kitchen. Local curry house, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourself for some toilet paper later on, because that could get a bit spicy. And I'll tell you what, speaking of spicy, Christopher Munro, we have got this absolute pest hounding Oulton Park at the moment. He's doing the rounds and just showing off the grey, the silver nomad that he is. And I am very scared at the moment because it's usually me that gets absolutely bashed up by that man, we all know, who has been gone for a while, on furlough, in fact, which is Ray Rouse Warren.
I thought he was banned from all the circuits around the world.
He has not been banned, no. All he does is keep the economy going in England because it is absolutely fucked over there at the moment. With all the beers that he drinks, he keeps all the local pubs going. So he is welcome in the UK, and I have a feeling that he is going to infiltrate the server later on in the comms box. Holy mackerel.
Absolutely. We do have the locks on the doors, but they mean nothing in the world of the golden voice of Australian commentary. So we'll welcome him with open arms back up here later on. But Alex McEwen now celebrating in style, putting that R1 into the fence. Probably not ideal for the mechanics, but we are in the sim world, ladies and gentlemen, which means damage is only temporary. You just reload and away you go. So that's what we're going to do here tonight, ladies and gents. We're going to reload and we're going to come back for race 1 in how long, Zach? How long have we got?
We have got about 2.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, until we are back on the circuit ready to go. So strap yourselves in, get locked, loaded, and ready to go, because you are in for some of the best racing you have ever seen here at Oulton Park tonight. The mid-pack is going to be absolutely ready to rock and roll. So stick around here at Sensational TV. Christopher Munro, the magnificent man himself, and Zach O'Reilly, you're not, will be back here for race 1 in just a few moments.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Matthias Falzon joins us in the chat. He says he's got his chalky milk ready. So,
where is he?
Yeah, he's good enough to come in and watch the race, but maybe feeling the pressure. Doesn't want to put his money where his mouth is.
What does he think? He's Freddie Mercury all of a sudden? Under pressure. But nonetheless, he's not racing tonight. But I'll tell you what, who is racing? We have got all these competitors on the track. Have a look at those Pragas there. Absolutely dead set sensational. Let's go over the starting order. Ignore the transit van there on the broadcast there, ladies and gentlemen. That is Christopher Munro. Thinks he's in a Formula One car. Couldn't drive a billy cart for the life of him at the moment. But Alex McEwen is on P1 with Jake Buttigieg next to him. Heard it all. Will Kirk is off the second row with Matt Munro right next to him. That's going to be a spicy battle nonetheless. Nathan Hughes and Andrew Ferguson take out the third row with Ezra Simmons and Gray Ward literally sitting there off the fourth with Paul Buttigieg and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Scotty McEwen, the senior of the two, sitting there in 10th place with the haircut. Braden Moore, good to see him back in as well, racing around. And Mitchell Kohler, welcome back to him with Sam Bensley rounding out the grid. And don't worry, I reckon, don't you worry about Sam Bensley. He'll get back up there by the time the proceedings are finished, Christopher Munro. He is a very quick customer in the grand scheme of things. Yeah,
we saw him have a bit of a Barry Crocker in the Classic V8s. I try to remember. It was either that or the last time we were here in the Wednesday Cup. But his persistence is his greatest strength, so he will be better for it. Don't you worry about that. Whap, 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 all the way to... Oh, that's what that means. I had a different idea.
Dirty minds.
Yes, always. 43 seconds to go to a start, ladies and gentlemen. Get your predictions in the chat. I'll take Alex McEwen out of the equation. Who will be next across the line? Buttigieg, Hughes, Munro, maybe someone from a bit further back. The captain, any of these guys capable of it. 28 seconds to go.
Yep, absolutely ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. That grid is not going to get any more colourful tonight, but I'll tell you what is going to get more colourful is the racing action here at a Wednesday Cup, ladies and gentlemen.
Possibly the language.
And possibly the language. We've got Christopher Munro on a bit of sauce tonight here, so we're all in for a good race. It's 6 seconds to go. Munro, it's your turn. Take it away.
Oh, let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for a start here in race 1. Round 6 of the Wednesday Cup. We are off and racing, and as always, Alex McEwen just gets a pretty good start, but Jake Buttigieg actually gets the better in the second phase of the beginning. Let's see, just wants to hang it fat around the outside. Bit of contact behind. That looks like Munro or Ferguson. Actually, it was, I'm not too sure who it was.
All of it.
Oh, it's an absolute carnage. Let's, oh my God, it's all happening here. Safety car needs to be called, but there is no safety car in the Wednesday Cup, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to watch all these guys go through turn 2 here. Munro obviously getting smashed up down there. We've got Cole, McEwen, Kirk getting, actually that was who it was, Kirk spinning first and getting collected by the field as he went through. You can see that windshield, more cracks than a nudist beach down there at St Kilda. But here he goes now. Will Kirk just diving up the inside of Mitchell Cole, getting that position done very nicely indeed. Alex McEwen still out in front by about 0.8 of a second to Jake Buttigieg behind him. Then a little bit of a gap towards Simmons, who's made up quite a few positions off the start. Very fortuitous for him. There goes Braden Moore having a shocker. He's off the field for now, but he will get back on with a smile on his face as usual. Jake Buttigieg in the hot seat, just trying to hang on to the back of Alex McEwen here on lap 1.
Yeah, definitely. Look at them all go through. We've got Ezra Simmons in third place. He will be absolutely thinking he's in heaven at the moment. Don't know how he got there, but he's in there. Buttigieg driving the wheels off this thing too. He's on hot pursuit here of Alex McEwen, right on the back of him, albeit but 0.8 away. But the haircut is absolutely sending it around the outside, up the inside of Fergo. Just got that job done. Taylor on exit there as well, but he's got the job perfectly finished there. And I'll tell you what, in the background, Matt Munro's having an absolute mare. Oh. He's just gone off the circuit again. Look at that windscreen. Holy mackerel. I'll tell you what, more cracks than an orgy on a porno shoot, that's for sure. But here comes Scotty McEwen. He is right there too, and so is Gray Ward. The 50 Shades of Grey right up there. I think Matt Munro's got a bit of steering damage too, and he's putting it into the pits. He's done already. Look, I to be honest, I wish the safety car would come out because that is disaster for everyone in sundry. But nonetheless, the racing goes on, and that is Scotty McEwen wider than a 4-inch wide bus sitting on the outside of the circuit, and he's sailing around the wrong way around the circuit. Can't get the job done. all the way dead set last. Matt Munro's in the pits having a nightmare at the moment, but it is still a little bit hot there. Mitchell Cole is only 6/10 away here from Sam Bensley. Carnage to start Oulton Park here, round 6 and race 1. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, the boys losing their mind here in the opening stanza there. I don't know what happened. I think it was just maybe it was Kirk who went around first, whether he had some help or not. Speaking of help, there he goes, giving Sam Bensley a bit of help to turn around and just to check out what's going on in the opposite direction of this circuit. Bensley won't be happy about that, but Mitch Cole is waiting here, doing the gentlemanly thing and redressing the position. It's what it's all about here in the Wednesday Cup. So he will live and learn and maybe give himself a little bit more braking room next time. Sir Andrew Ferguson is up here now chasing down Simons for the third position here on the podium. And I tell you what, I can hear the cheering from the Ferguson household now, 2 streets away. They are all gathered around the sim rig and cheering on the old fella because he is doing a great job currently.
Yeah, absolutely. And he will want to be getting onto the back of Ezra Simmons very, very quickly indeed, because nonetheless, these boys here tonight are not taking the piss. They are ready to rock and roll, and they've already got the best position possible. Look at Hughesy here having a crack around up the inside, actually. Straight up inside Will Kirk's wheelhouse, and he's got the job done, but not for a little second, because they've got a Sam Bensley in front of him as well. 2x2, nearly even 3x3 coming through here. This is insane. Hughes is going straight up the inside. Is he going to get the job done? He is. He's trying to take 3 positions in 1 corner. Oh my goodness, Nathan Hughes, get your heart out. Look at him on the back of the Captain Kirk there. Mitchell Cole's coming through going, what the hell's going on? His introduction to back to the Wednesday Cup's been hairy, and poor old Captain Kirk sailed it wide there, and he can't see out the front windscreen. It is, and look at that Praga just absolutely dancing everywhere. But Nathan Hughes has got the outside run here on Sam Bensley. He's got that job done straight up the inside. What a switchback move that was. That was fantastic to look at, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are not messing around one iota. Now he's got his eyes set on Paul Buttigieg in front. Matt Munro is in the pits for the 2nd time tonight. Cannot get any luck here in race 1. He's got 2 more to go, so he's got to stick around for that. But Paul Buttigieg has got all eyes in his rear vision mirror right now, because Nathan Hughes is on the prowl. The John Player Special is absolutely flying here. That thing looks like it's got another 85 horsepower compared to everyone else on the track, and he's just got up the inside. Yeah. Paul Buttigieg was just too nice to win there. Let him go through, too gentlemanly like. I know they say respect your elders, but you can disrespect your youngers if you're in the elder department. There, Paul, get a bit of a grip on you there, son. But nonetheless, cracking racing for him. Mitchell Cole now trying to get up onto the back of Paul Buttigieg as well, but he's got Sam Bensley there hot on his collar in the Benetton livery Praga R1, and then we've got a Peugeot livery there as well for Mitchell Cole. Great livery and great driving from all these guys, albeit just 6 or 5 tenths away from each other, and Fergo is just starting to get onto the back here of Ezra Simmons.
Well, that's good. Yeah, he's made that gap down to about 6 tenths now. It's been sitting around that for the last couple of laps. These guys just kind of yo-yoing up and down in the pace department, and it's not really there. Well, they're not the only ones doing it. As you can see, there's like you get the little lulls in the action, and then all of a sudden, bam, someone throws a grenade down, and they all just kick off with just battles up and down the field. But alas, this is where the closest battle is at the moment. Currently, Ferguson chasing down Simons. Both these guys are relevant, I think, in the championship, unless, actually, my memory serves me correctly. Ferguson has missed around, so he is a little bit further back. But Simons definitely up there in the top 5 of the championship, maybe even doing better than that. But he is doing good at the moment here. 8 seconds, though, behind Jake Buttigieg, who in turn 2.3 off the lead. We've still got 8 minutes to go, so McEwen out there sitting pretty smoking his pipe. We're going to go back and look at Will Kirk, because he is trying to set up an overtake here on Sam Bensley, just pulling out of the slipstream as they go down into the second of the chicanes. It shouldn't be there, but I guess that's why we proofread our drafts, ladies and gentlemen. No, we'll be doing that next year, but Will Kirk getting that job done on Sam Bensley. Easy as you like.
Yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy up the inside on the second chicane that won't be there. I guarantee you by the end of the night, it's going to be gone. But nonetheless, Mitchell Cole driving very, very nicely. He's hanging on to the back here of Paul Buttigieg. Paul Buttigieg going a little bit backwards in terms of his own race pace at the moment. So Cole's got an opportunity here to advance 1 position further up the grid, because he's got a hell of a charge in front of him with Nathan Hughes albeit 4 seconds up the road from Paul Buttigieg. We've got Braden Moore in the chat saying, go on, Hughesy, go and get him. Sure, Heather Hughes is sitting there cheering her son on as well. And look at Hughesy here. His car is as dirty as a $2 hooker, but nonetheless, I'll tell you what, at the moment, if Ezra gets overtaken here, he will be dirtier than 4 of them put together. That's for sure, because Fergo is ready to rock and roll. At the moment, he is right on the collar, on that gearbox, as Murray Walker would say, of Ezra Simmons' Ferrari-esque livery. But Ezra's got a beautiful run through the first chicane. Not as bad on the second one, because Fergo's just cutting the inside, just going off into the bunda, and you can see what that does. It does not help you, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
It slows you down on the exit. So a little bit of track cut here and there and try to be cheeky does not get you up there. So Sir Alex Ferguson, in Munro's own words, as he always calls him, we'll just see what he can do for another lap. But Ezra Simmons driving the wheels off this Praga at the moment. Tell you what, if there was, I reckon he's got, Ezra Simmons at the moment has got, I would say, a supermodel in front of him, literally on his wheel dash, because that's the only thing he can chase at the moment, because he's doing the absolute rounds here on Andrew Ferguson and pulling away at the moment. Cracking stuff from these two, driving the wheels off these Pragas, trying to get any position they possibly can.
Yeah, that's right. And these guys have to fight hard for every position out there at the moment. Plenty of points up for grabs tonight with the small field. But look at that. Ezra Simons just has the pace when he wants to do it. And then I think what will happen is he'll make a few little mistakes here and let Ferguson just come back to that less than 5/10 range. As you can see there, it looks like Ferguson just better under brakes there into the hairpin.
Yeah, well, I was going to say.
Yeah, Ferguson, not better under brakes, but Ezra better through this part of the track.
Well, apparently Fergo likes to be underneath everyone, so that's what we've heard in the Fergo household. That's why he's good under the brakes. But at the moment, he is right on Ezra's collar, but Ezra's just taking the racing line. That's all he needs to do. Just get the braking markers nailed, and the apex is sorted for the exit. Oh, no, they've touched! And Fergo's just let him go back through because he knew he was absolutely about to punt him into oblivion. But he's off the track as well, so that's all done and bar the shouting at the moment. Fergo, a little lapse in concentration there, but nonetheless, Ezra survives another lap here with 5 minutes 14 left on the circuit at this point in time. Those two need to come back together, so we've got some action going on the circuit at the moment, because they're closest at this point in time. Cracking driving from the both of them, but Ezra holding his own at the moment. Cracking driving from him so far. We need to see what Alex McEwen is doing, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a lap of Oulton Park. You just sail it in, nail that apex at turn 3, effectively wide on the exit. Use all the apron that you possibly can. And as you come here into the fast sweeping left-hander, which ends up into a right-hander, you just sort of dip off the throttle, nail that braking marker, and then just get early in. Try to keep that car less than mid-track around that banked sweeping turn. You can see the amount of wheel work he's doing. He's on the absolute grip limitations here of that Praga R1. Into the chicane of the first one we go, just using every single apron he can onto the dirt, but doesn't matter because you get a straighter exit out of there. It doesn't hamper him too much. You can see he's only 0.03 of a second down on his personal best so far in the race, and we've only got 4 minutes to go. Up on the inside, uses that late apex sort of style there on that chicane as well. Very, very tight on entry, but late on exit. Beautiful stuff. The less your wheel is turned in these Pragas, the quicker you will go onto this back straight section here at Oulton Park. Very bumpy. You got a left hand, then you got a sharp right hander coming up, which is a double apex sweeper up over the hill and then back down again. You can see the amount he's pushing here. He's purple in the second sector as well. No matter if he's 3 seconds out in front, he is always the man to keep himself pushing it to the limit and find that nth degree. And he's going to go past his old man there, sitting on the infield, just doing absolutely nothing there. And Scotty McEwen, Alex McEwen's going to set a lap here, but it's 2/10 off his personal best. Nonetheless, of a second sector, that was purple. What is the situation with Fergo and Ezra? It's looking spicier, Christopher.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit closer down the back now. The gap down to 0.3, but that is ebbing and flowing as each turn comes and goes. But I tell you what, the pressure is just starting to mount. 3 minutes to go, so Ezra can almost taste the finish line here, but the 3 minutes is probably going to be the longest 3 minutes he has experienced here. Now look at how close Ferguson is just rubbing the back of that Ferrari R1. Oh, wow, falls sideways there from Simmons. How is Ferguson not just gone past him here? Very good patience there from Ferguson, just setting up this overtake if he can. It's been holding stations, these two, for the last 4-5 laps now so far. But Simon's just doing a cracking job here. Maybe only 2 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Simon's that car getting a little bit wiggly as well on exit and entry. Ferguson can see every time that car twitches, his eyes get bigger and bigger at the prospect of a podium finish here in race 1.
Yeah, definitely. Look at him too. Go over, up the hill, now into the downhill section. Has Ezra got enough pace? He has at the moment, so he's okay. Fergo just showing the nose to put a little bit more pressure on the rear vision and side mirrors, and that looks like Ezra checking up mid-apex there. Now Fergo's going to have half a run here. It's on the back straightaway. Up the hill we go. Squirrely on exit was Fergo, and now he's gone for the outside run around this corner, but it's the inside for the next corner too. So what can Fergo do? He is right on the back end of Ezra Simmons. They're going around and Simmons off. He's gone. He's lost it completely, and that is him out all over Butler shouting for Ezra Simmons. Fergo, the easiest overtake of his session so far tonight, and that is a podium position for Fergo if he can keep it together for the next minute and 40 seconds left in this race. He has got all of the podiums ready to rock and roll. The fireworks will be starting to be lit up by Jack Ferguson at the Ferguson household. I tell you what, Mr. Gray Ward himself is still sitting in 6th place as well, driving really nice, but the captain as well trying to do a recovery drive here on Mitchell Cole. 0.2 of a second. This will be the last lap for these boys. I'll give you the hot tip at this point in time, unless Alex McEwen gets over the line before the timer ticks out. We will find out very shortly, but Kirkman looking very, very nicely. The captain's got the afterburners on, and he's going to have a beautiful opportunity here if he can get onto the back of Mitchell Cole, who ran wide at the first point of the right-hander apex. So now it's a bit of a run here, and he's going to go up the inside straight away. Can he get that job done? He can easily. Absolutely sails it up the inside. Mitchell Cole just trying to stick a fat around the outside. Cannot do that. And the captain marching his way back through the galaxy here into 9th place inside the top 10.
Beautiful stuff there from Kirk after a bit of bad luck there to start this race. That was crazy going back to the start of this race, but it shows his true grit in getting the recovery drive on and getting up as far as 9th. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, next race is a reverse top 10, so he's sitting pretty there off the front row. Currently, Mitch Cole behind him will be off the pole position for race 2. Look at these guys getting a little bit closer here, ladies and gents. Buttigieg's just closed down that gap, and he's actually put in the fastest lap of the race as well. Jake Buttigieg flying in the latter stages of this race. It might be a little bit too little too late, but good signs for the upcoming 2 races.
Yeah, definitely, but you can see what happens as the racing event goes on, ladies and gents. They can put all the practice in they want, but nonetheless, they when it comes to racing, it's just another mindset that you need to have on your skin and inside your brain. The cerebral cortex working overtime here, and Jake Buttigieg now with underneath 3 seconds. It was 3.5 and a bit, and he's just starting to get his rhythm back, so he'll be wanting this next race to come very, very quickly at him. Alex McEwen, though, could be in a bit of cruise control mode, knowing you can see that 3-second advantage coming his way, and he's going to take the checkered flag easily here with the timer at 0. This is the last lap. This is it, and he's setting personal best in the first sector. The best till last year, possibly for Alex McEwen. What can he do through the middle section of Oulton Park here? That second chicane is absolutely killing me. I literally cringe every time we see it around this circuit. But McEwen, nonetheless, setting fast sector in the first one. What is the second sector going to do? We're about to find out. Is he up? No, he's just down by 0.03 of a second on his personal best. What can the final lap do here for the man who's led this race from start to finish here for Alex McEwen? He has only got 2 corners to go here before it is all over, and the checkered flag is waved. The fat lady comes out and sings her heart out. What is Alex McEwen going to do apart from winning the race? Can he set the fastest lap on the last one? We'll find out in just a hot second, ladies and gentlemen. He goes across the line, and he does, and smashes it. Yeah. 0.06 of a second. Thank you very much. That is your winner for race 1. 2 more to go here, Christopher Munro. Gallant effort from Jake Buttigieg there, albeit but 12 seconds behind. What has happened to Jake Buttigieg in the meantime? I
think he's come a gut to there, maybe pushing a little bit too hard, but has the buffer of a fairly big gap back to 3rd position, which is Andrew Ferguson. Obviously, we saw that overtake on Simons as Ferguson crosses the line for a podium. He'll be happy with that. Simon's just behind him as well. All these guys finishing off their lap. Quite a big gap to between the field, now that we've got to the end, talking points from that race, I guess the start. These boys have got to pull their heads in, pull their brains in, and try to drive a little bit safely around. There's only 14 cars on track, well 15 when we started this race, and a fairly high attrition rate and a massive accident to start with. So these boys are capable of better. Gray Ward crossing the line now for 6th position. These guys are capable of better, and they will do better. I hope, and I'm going to say it now. They will do better because I'm sure someone will give them a little talking to in the chat.
Well, we'll find out nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. That is your top 10 done. Mitchell Cole has crossed the line in 9th place. Captain Kirk in 10th. Scotty McEwen, 11th place and in the pits already. Same with Sam Bensley and Braden Moore. Well, Braden Moore hasn't even made it to the finish line yet. He's got to get there. So just hurry up and get there, son, so we can get this next race over and done with. Matt Munro, a DNF up out of that one. Had to pit twice. Do not blame him. Probably more damage than World War II done on his car at this point in time. So he'll be back for race 2 coming our way very shortly. But as your man, myth, the legend, Mr. Munro said, we will learn all from this race 1 and reset for race 2.
That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. I've got my finger on the button now. We will be back in just a few moments with race 2. It'll be meaner, it'll be cleaner, and more exciting as usual. Don't go anywhere. Time for race 3, ladies and gents. We're down here on track. 2 minutes.
Race 2.
40. Race 2. Oh, I'm getting my numbers confused. Race 2 with 2 minutes and 30-something seconds to go before a start. Will Kirk's off the front row. His car is nice and fixed now for this second race. Mitchell Cole lines up beside him, should I say, Paul Buttigieg. Nathan Hughes behind them with Gray Ward up in there in 6th. Great result for him, by the way. Brody Barber behind him with Simons, who copped a bit of bad luck there towards the end. Ferguson, Jake Buttigieg, and our race winner, Alex McEwen, behind him. His dad lines up behind him, Scott McEwen, with Sam Bensley, Braden Moore. Matt Munro has entered the server to attempt a last 2 podium challenge.
Well, he'll be fine. If none of the shenanigans happen at the start that we saw there in race 1, it should be a little bit better and a little bit closer on the track by the time these guys get racing. But fantastic looking grid there, by the way. And big congratulations there to Ezra Simmons with his first top 5 here in the Wednesday Cup. Drive from him, Gray Ward as well with his first top 10. Also, too, from race 1. So a couple of debutants there sitting further up the grid where they need to be. Nathan Hughes needs to get a wriggle on in that JPS liveried Praga R1. That's for sure. He will be expecting better with his mum racing, with his mum watching. There's a little bit extra on the top of the pressure point for Nathan Hughes nonetheless. But there's a cracking front row there. I think the captain's going to just start sailing his way into the universe there, Christopher Munro, to maybe get some points in the bag after probably a half disastrous race 1.
Yeah, exactly. He certainly has pace. We've seen that in the last couple of seasons of Wednesday Cup. So nothing better than having a little bit of pace in the car and starting off the front row. Like that's as good as it gets here, ladies and gentlemen. So he will not have the added distraction of other cars in front of him. He can take it out fast and run his own race and just wait for the time when Mr. McEwen comes up behind him. But that is an assumption, ladies and gentlemen. There is plenty of racing to come before we call it all over, bar the shouting. We've got a new commenter there in the chat, BJ Bay, my first top 5 as well. That must be Who was that? Brody Barber. There you go. He's loving life as well. So good to see you in the chat as well, Brody. And out there on track. Lights are up and we're ready for a start here in race 2. Who's going to get the jump? Who is going to face the wrong way? Hopefully no one. Hopefully they all get through cleanly. We're going to find out in just a moment, folks, because we're about to go racing here in race 2. We're going to leave it from the chopper view. Oh, no, Will Kirk's just missed the start. He was caught napping. He's going to lose at least 2 places here straight off the go. That is Mitchell Cole straight to... Sorry, no, it's Mitchell Cole sleeping. Will Kirk goes to the front. Mitchell Cole is going behind. No, it is Mitchell Cole. Thank you, Timing Tower, for that. He goes to the front. Will Kirk chasing him down the hill. Little bit of a gap to Paul Buttigieg. He's got Grey Ward on his outside. Ferguson just tucked in behind him as well. You can see Matt Munro trying to make up some positions up the inside, and he has. He's made up about 5 or 6 already off the jump. Jake Buttigieg and him battling hard around this sweeping left-hander as they get on the brakes towards this little banked chicane hairpin. Here we go. Will Kirk now out in front by 8/10. Where are the next? Who's going to challenge him here? No one for now. Will Cole is up there as well, but he's got a bit of a gap behind him to Paul Buttigieg. But here is the battle now. Nathan Hughes right up behind Grey Ward as they come down the hill towards this next little chicane. Wowee. Oh, he's just even diving deep under the brakes, and he's got it pulled up somehow. Hughesy, great driving, but poor old Scott McEwen has come and guts it down the back there. Oh, no, we've got Grey Ward. We've got cars around everywhere. Matt Munro and Alex McEwen making contact as they were just sort of splayed out across the track. Buttigieg is facing the wrong way, trying to get back out on the circuit. Here comes Scotty McEwen. Poor old Buttigieg's going down to the very back. Munro and McEwen are now battling hard here. We're going to ride on with McEwen and just see what the hell went on there.
Yeah, what the hell did go on? And speaking of what the hell, Fabian Fitness better get back in the chat because Ron Marshall's already got him up on with the $5.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ron Marshall.
Cheers,
but nonetheless, Braden Moore is doing very nicely here. He's got a little bit of a gap in front of him to make up to get in behind Alex McEwen if he possibly can. Munro versus McEwen battle is still happening, but look at this at the back now. We've got Jake Buttigieg way down there with the haircut. He's got past him easily. He's going to sail around the outside, Scandia style, get that job done, and gallop off into the distance. We would assume Barber, Ward, and McEwen, however, at the back. That is going to be a spicy battle there too, so we've got to keep an eye out on that at the moment. Nathan Hughes, speaking of which, however, though, is trying to hound onto the back here of Paul Buttigieg. Paul, in the senior of the two, is leading the charge in the household at this moment. So cracking stuff from him. He's needing to keep that car pointed in the Air Malta liveried Praga 01. There we've got Nathan Hughes trying to get onto the back, getting all the momentum out of the first chicane. Second one's coming up here at this moment. What can Nathan Hughes do? He was excellent on the brakes here on the first lap, but the second lap here now, he's just gained a little bit of an advantage there. He's 3/10 away here from taking that position from Paul, and right behind him is Andrew Ferguson too. So this is a three-way suck battle here, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies of the night at this point in time getting very, very jealous, getting some tips here on how to suck it here in Britain, that's for sure. Look at Paul Buttigieg just sailing it a little bit wide there, and I think Nathan Hughes sort of had to check up a little bit there too. Fergo watching all of that action happen behind him, but now Hughes is just showing the nose, giving Paul Buttigieg something to think about for the next corner coming up. It is a front straight coming in. Now look at Paul, he's running a little bit wide there. Hughes has got the momentum. He's going to try and do it on the front straightaway, and I think that job is done now by the timing tower. Absolutely sold. Straight to the highest bidder there of Nathan Hughes, and he has got that job done sensationally. Now he's going to have to charge his way down into second place if he possibly can, because Mitchell Cole is his next target. But Andrew Ferguson here now also trying to have a go at Paul Buttigieg. I'll tell you what, the senior of the Buttigieg's now under all sorts.
Yeah, he's copping it left and right, but Ferguson just can't get onto the back of him here at the moment. So Buttigieg holding his own for the time being. Back in the field, McEwen and Munro just starting to duke it out. So I'm going to keep one eye on that, but we're not going to go anywhere for this battle for the moment because Ferguson less than 3/10 behind Paul Buttigieg, the senior. A couple of senior folks here in the server. Both of these guys have raced alongside their sons in the server as well. So we do have 3 pairs of father-son action here in the Wednesday Cup when they all decide to turn up, that is. So a couple of the old boys duking it out and hopefully showing the young boys how it's actually done. But as we're riding on board here with Ferguson, I'm going to go to the wide view in just a moment, because it's all happening behind. McEwen has gotten past Matt Munro in a bloody fast fashion as well. I didn't see that happen. And now he's going past Simmons as well. So two positions for McEwen in the space of about 25 seconds. Munro must have made a mistake, because he has dropped back fairly quickly. But now this has turned into a gaggle of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars all battling for position. Here goes McEwen up the inside of Simons. Munro trying to get involved as well. We're right on board here, and just see he's going to go for the dive up into turn 1, I assume. He's almost alongside. A little bit of an overlap. Oh, geez, Simons pretty good under brakes, but just yields and let Munro go through. Oh, a little bit of hip and shoulder there as he re-entered the track. One for the stewards.
One for the stewards, but I don't think it was anything nefarious, to be honest, because Ezra was on the bunda and came back on the circuit, lost it, and then bumped into the side of Munro. But nonetheless, McEwen now is absolutely hounding the back here of Andrew Ferguson. Fergo thought he only had Buttigieg to worry about in front. Now he's got McEwen right behind him, and he's gone defensive now as Andrew. So now Max McEwen just has to set this move up in about 3 corners time. And look at Matt Munro. He is right trying to get back into this battle. I'll give you the hot tip. Look at McEwen sitting right on the arse end here. Oh. And Fergo just cannot get past Paul Buttigieg at the moment. Fully ready to rock and roll these two in front of Alex McEwen. Buttigieg's on the defensive already. He's got his racing brain on tonight as Paul. Not letting this gaggle of cars go through too easily, but he's becoming a cork in the bottle situation very, very quickly. No. And he's off the road, and he's done it, he's lost it, he's looped it everywhere. That is Paul Buttigieg out of this one. Now there were 4, then there were 3, ladies and gentlemen, and Fergo's at the front of this pack. Now Alex McEwen and Matt Munro are going to be trying to check up Andrew Ferguson. Can Fergo hold on position here, because he's on for another top 4 position inside of it at the moment. But McEwen just around the outside, like the Grip.exe battle it should be. And Fergo's just looking at it going, how the hell does that work when I'm up the inside? And McEwen better under brakes, better under power, got the job done. Fergo now has to look backwards, because here comes Matt Munro. Yeah,
Kimi Antonelli style around the outside of a very fast turn. Wowee. Balls of steel here in the sim world, but Matt Munro now lining up on his mate Andrew Ferguson. You can see these cars, the body language, they are bouncing around like an absolute one of those 20-cent balls you get out of the machines there at Woolies, and the kids throw them down the stairs and you never see them again. These suspensions are getting an absolute workout, but Ferguson just putting in a nice little first sector there and dropping Matt Munro by a couple of tenths. I'm sure he'll be back soon enough, but Ferguson just losing touch a little bit as well with McEwen. So this 3-way battle just starting to spread out just a little bit, but McEwen now up on the back of Mitchell Cole, who in turn is doing a fantastic job out there so far. 10 minutes into this race just about, and still holding on to the podium. Who was that just off the track? That was Matt Munro. Another mistake from him, so uncharacteristic. Maybe a few too many trees chopped down this afternoon, but Paul Buttigieg's come off again. He's going down the order. His son gets past him as well. No, this could have been a Buttigieg crash. They both might have come together here. We didn't catch it live on the stream, but they are both just struggling to get back on the circuit here. Currently, they do, and it looks like maybe a little bit of a redress there from Jake. Oh boy, there goes the inheritance this time around. Mitchell Cole having a gutser as well, the poor bastard.
Oh no, he's facing the wrong way around the circuit here at Oulton Park. Just got to get that car pointed in the right direction once again. But yes, the wheel has been absolutely torn up in the Buttigieg household. I reckon they can hear each other from the different states that they live in, yelling at each other. Holy mackerel. Matt Munro and Fergo, however, are in the battle of a lifetime here. This is now on for sheep stations. I'll tell you what, if these two were Kiwis, it'd be the best ewe in the garden at this point in time that they're going over. But Matt Munro trying to sail around the outside on the grass, and he's hit Fergo. But Matt Munro's got the worst of it, and he's absolutely poleaxed himself into oblivion. That's what you get for being a cocky bastard, trying to stick it around the outside. Doesn't work, but he's got a fair bit of gap, but now he's just lost all of that, because here comes Mitchell Cole. He's going to take that position off him straight away. So it's gone from 5th, possible 4th, now to 6th now for Matt Munro. Where is Grey Ward in all of this too? Is he coming through? The haircut is in 8th place. Only 8 tenths away now from Matt Munro too. So Matt Munro's got a very, very dirty tyre at the moment. Dirtier than a $2 hooker at this point in time, I would say, on the circuit. But here comes the haircut. He is chopping all of them left, right, and center. He's got the skin fades. He's got the perms. He has got the blowtorch ready to rock and roll because Matt Munro is very slow. And here comes Mr. Ward, pounding the back here of Matt Munro. I never thought I'd say that. But Munro's on the slide again, and he's lost it completely. And he's going to lose 2 places in a corner. There goes Matt Munro from 6 down to 8. The haircut and Wardy have got straight past him. 50 Shades of Grey in Mr. Grey Ward done and dusted. And now Ezra Simmons is looking at Munro thinking, you are looking mighty tasty, son, here for another overtake.
Yeah, it doesn't. The opportunities don't come too often for some of these guys to really take the sword to some of these top guys. And clearly, Matt Munro tonight having a Barry Crocker, very much probably under-practiced and maybe a little bit just a little bit tired in the old in the household there. Might have been a big day for the young fella, but he is having an absolute shocker tonight, and Simons wants to capitalise on that. Certainly some bragging rights there as well, as Ferrari would love to go past Mercedes, especially after what happened on the weekend down there in Melbourne. But the battle now starting to heat up in the podium positions as McEwen is making his way up behind Captain Kirk, as Mitch Colchester is dropping down the order as well like a stone. He must have come a gutser as well, but that promotes Munro and Simons up into 6th and 7th respectfully. This battle here, though, it's down below the 3/10 mark, and there goes Kirk off the track. He's going to be slow on the exit of that, so McEwen probably going to look to capitalise, not on this turn, but forcing him shallow, and we'll look for the run and the exit out of this set of next turns, because then there is a long run up the hill, and there we go. Needs no more invitation. There goes Kirk. DNFs as well, hits the back to pits button, so he will go back to the pits, lose a lap, and McEwen up into P2.
Well, the easiest overtake for everyone coming their way in terms of anyone from 5th downwards, really, because the Kirk man has disappeared into the ether. Matt Munro, however, couldn't believe his luck. He thought he was sitting in 8th or 9th position, and now all of a sudden he finds himself back in 5th with Kirk just DNFing, but the rest of them in front coming up proper. Now it's Mr. Ward's turn to hold off the ever-charging Matt Munro. What can he do? Can Matt Munro stick it up the inside somewhere? He's got to do it at some stage. We've only got 4 minutes left here in this race, albeit, and he's got that job done here at the moment. Look at the run he's got on Gray. Gray has just sailed around the outside with the Grey lead at the moment. As he got there, they come together as well. Look out for that. Jeez Louise, they're looking feisty, those two. Gray's just said, hello, I'm still here, mate. Not an easy overtake, but nonetheless, Munro's still out in front on the front straightaway at the moment. He's going to take turn 1 way ahead in front now. Now Mr. Ward has got Brody Barber, the haircut, right behind him. This could be a 2 top 5 position here for the haircut. 2 out of 2 ain't bad for him. He's driving really well here tonight. Oulton Park, the bumpier the circuit, the better the haircut gets.
Yeah, cometh the moment, cometh the man, cometh the taper fade as he makes his way up the order. He's doing well, holding on to the back of Grey Ward at the moment. Matt Munro in all sorts of trouble, so I don't expect him to just make his way up to the podium positions here, as that's a 13-second gap. He's only got these 2 guys to worry about behind him, Ward and Barber. And as you can see, Ezra Simons back there as well, probably going to chime in if these guys start to get stuck into each other. Matt Munro again running wide out there through the grass in that first chicane. So tell you what, absolutely undercooked up here in the top 5, but these 2 guys doing a fantastic job. Grey Ward. Well, I was playing tricks on me. It is Grey Ward, we have been told. He absolutely loses it as soon as we say it. Bit of a commentator's curse, but he will get back on his bike up the road. He gets overtaken by Mitchell Cole, who's on the comeback trail as well.
He'll be spewing Mr. Ward. He would have absolutely had that one set and ready to rock and roll, and just binded himself full-on terrorist style there. I couldn't believe what he's just done, but nonetheless, he is still in 8th and inside the top 10. So still a good performance from him. He's just got to keep it sticking straight on the circuit. Keep it on the black stuff for the next 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Ezra Simmons still can't believe his luck in 6th again here tonight. Everyone else is coming to fruition. We're going to commentate a curse in my field at the moment, but we can't get off him because he is the closest man on track to another competitor, and that is a haircut. He is definitely in 5th at the moment. That is the number 5 right there. If you know your numericals in the English language, that is a haircut for another top 5. He will be absolutely singing to the high heavens here in the chat at the moment. And Paul and Jake Woodiger swapping positions again. The two guys are neck and neck, and look at that windscreen there. I'll tell you what, I reckon Ian O'Brien wishes he was around at the moment, our competitor in AK, because he'd be having a field day here at Oulton Park. He'll be getting all the cash in his pocket. But Ezra Simmons still 6th place, 1 second away. The haircut has pulled away from him, actually. It was 3/10 better in the last sector. And Ezra Simmons has lost it, and he's looped it completely. That's it. He's done. He's facing the wrong way. Here comes Mitchell Cole right at the point of knot. Ezra gets out of the way nicely. Mr. Ward's got another position again. Ezra thought he had the chock. He's done. Braden Moore's even got past him too there for 8th place. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, Oulton Park is difficult. Munro's had a Barry Crocker there too as well. He was in 4th place. Now he's in 5th, but now the haircuts let him go past again. He was the quickest man on track there in the first sector. Somehow, I don't know what the timing tower is doing at the moment, but nonetheless, Munro's still in 4th place. He probably can't believe his luck after race 1.
Oh, crazy stuff. He's had more off-track adventures here than the whole season combined, and somehow still... Oh, no, he's binned it again. What is going on? I think he just needs to hang up the gloves here for tonight. Go and have a drink of water and have a good long hard look at yourself in the mirror. What an absolute shocker. We've seen the two, I guess, poles of Matt Munro driving this season. Race, I think it was round 3. Didn't set a foot wrong the whole night. Bagged a bunch of podiums, maybe even a win or two. And now we see him here on the other end of the spectrum. Can barely go a lap without keeping it on the black stuff.
Jeez Louise, I'll tell you what, he's allergic at the moment to the bitumen. Yep. I reckon a couple of the old Hong Kongs will get him straight up there, back to Korea he goes. But nonetheless, this guy, Paul Buttigieg, has definitely got the chockies over the young fella tonight, sitting in 10th place. He's top 10 at the moment, and he's right on the arse end here of Ezra Simmons. This is the final lap of the race. The timing tower has ticked down to 0, and I'll tell you what, we have not called this man all night at the moment. Nathan Hughes, dead set, sitting on a personal best, and he's held off Alex McEwen here for P1. Yeah. He's just got a couple left to go here at the turn, point of knot, so I should say here, for race 2. Nathan Hughes is going to cross the line, take the win, done and dusted. 1.3 seconds over Alex McEwen in 2nd place. Congratulations to Nathan. Heather Hughes, eat your heart out at the moment. Your son has just won a race. Sir Andrew Ferguson himself is coming across the line in about 2.5 seconds to take 3rd place, 17 and a bit seconds away here from Alex McEwen in 3rd. Brody Barber a fair way back there as well in 4th place. Can he hold on? What can Mr. Ward do? He's 6/10 away there from the back end of Mitchell Cole. Is there going to be a last lap manoeuvre battling? We could find out in just a hot second what has happened to Scott McEwen. He's sailed down the order. Buttigieg's got it done on him. Sam Bensley's in 11th. Scotty McEwen's in 13th in the Wins livery. He's only got 0.5 of a second now, but he's just gave up 3, 4, 5, nearly half a second now on that corner over the rest of them. So that is job done and one, I would say, there for Jake Buttigieg. But Ezra Simmons still finishes inside the top 10. Paul Buttigieg gets his top 10 as well, right on the cusp of that. Sam Bensley's round in the final turn now, down the hill and then up the hill for his 11th place. Jake Buttigieg, a dismal performance for him. He'll be spewing at this point in time for 12th. And then Scotty McEwen, the final finisher of the night here in race 2. Done, run and run. Yeah, that's right. Will Kirk is our casualty for the evening. We saw that happen in real time, but get the champagne out. Nathan Hughes with his first win in WC this season. Couldn't have come at a better time. Better late than never, he will say, but that is P1. Wrapped up, and he did it in style with a fast finishing Alex McEwen making his way up behind. It was only a 1.3 second gap in the end, but as they say, they don't draw pictures on the results card. It's just P1, P2, P whatever you ended up in. So he will take that all the way to the bank. Thank you, Hughes, as he does a little bit of a drifty, which a bit of a difficult task in these downforce cars, but looking stylish nonetheless. That is the winner of race 1 as he pulls in, race 2, sorry, as he pulls in to the pit lane. What even are race numbers? Who cares? We got plenty of them to come. That is the winner there. Nathan Hughes rounds out the top of the timing sheets here. Alex McEwen behind him. Andrew Ferguson behind him with Brody Barber top 4. Fantastic effort there from him. Mitchell Cole as well, top 5. Gray Ward. All these guys are just
turning up at the right time. Fantastic stuff. Braden Moore beating Matt Munro and Ezra Simons. Paul Buttigieg down there. Jake Buttigieg in between with Sam Bensley in front of him, actually, and Scott McEwen. Will Kirk, and then the rest of those that have signed up and not turned up tonight.
Mr. Drifter?
Well, for a small field, there's still plenty of action to be had.
To be had. We've got one more to go. Fabian's entered the chat on behalf of Heather for $3 there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, mate.
Well, thank you so much. And Heather Hughes as well on behalf of you. If that you are the benefactor of that, thank you very, very much also. But nonetheless, we've got a race 3 to go. The last one of the night. And it hasn't disappointed us here in the commentary box. There's been action left, right and centre. Trials and tribulations of motorsport so far with 2 out of 3 done, won and run. Nonetheless, that makes it an exciting finish here to the end of this penultimate round here at Wednesday Cup. So you know what to do. Get those final gift bags out. If you've got any, go get those. Get the Sayos, get the Savoys. Go and get some shapes, maybe a bit of orange juice there for some acid reflux by the end of it as well. But you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because Sensational TV has got one more event here tonight here at AUK Racing's Wednesday Cup. Race 3, just a hot second away.
And we're back on circuit, ladies and gentlemen, for race 3. Just waiting for the rest of the field to join the server. Jake Buttigieg's found himself on pole position here. It is a top 12 reverse grid, which is pretty much most of the field being reversed. Buttigieg gets to go off the front row with Sam Bensley next to him. Paul Buttigieg Sr. behind those guys with Ezra Simons lining up behind him. Matt Munro finding himself in the mid-pack now next to Braden Moore. Gray Ward behind him with Mitchell Cole. Not far in tow. Brody Barber, Andrew Ferguson, Alex McEwen, Nathan Hughes, our race 2 winner in 13th position. Scott McEwen gets a look at the rear end of all these beautiful Praga R1s. We've got a minute to go, Zach O'Reilly. Oh, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. We've got an absolutely cracking grid. Sam Bensley, first time on the front row for him. He's going to be excited about that. Matt Munro just needs to have a non-Barry Crocker event here tonight and see what he can pull out here. If he can survive turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the first lap, I reckon he's in for a good race here tonight. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last one of the night. So get yourselves comfortable for every single lap that we get here for the last 17 minutes of racing here for the Wednesday Cup. Second last time we'll see these Pragas as well. It's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, that's right. It's usually 6 rounds here in the Wednesday Cup, but we've extended it to 7 because people love it so much here in Wednesday Cup land. So we give the people what we want here. What the viewers want, though, is a bit of racing, and we're about to get to that now with the lights up on the screen. 8 seconds to go for a start. Who's going to get the jump here, ladies and gentlemen? There's a very late entrant into the server, and I think there might be a couple that haven't made it back in either. But we are away and racing now for the final time tonight. Jake Buttigieg getting a pretty good start. Sam Bensley also just sticking fat with him as well. That's a pretty good start from him. As we see Matt Munro getting all sorts of hairy outside of the turn 1 there on the exit. So these guys are not over yet. We're going to follow Matt Munro because he's been absolutely driving shithouse. There goes Simons flowing off the road. Somebody else as well. Didn't get to see who that was. It was Braden Moore, and he's still sliding. My goodness me. The brake pedal is in the middle, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to need that around this circuit. But here we go. Matt Munro has finally made his way through. Geez, that's a very late dive there. He has thrown all caution to the wind here in race 3, clearly. Gray Ward now up behind, trying to get involved in a bit of Sam Bensley overtaking action. And he does that now. He is right up under the rear wing, but he's got Andrew Ferguson in the back. Wow, he's just pulled out of the slipstream here and riding on board. He might just be a little bit too far back, but Gray Ward very confident under brakes. Just gets it pulled up through that little chicane. These track cameras are an absolute nightmare on the back end of this circuit, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise for the vision there, but we're going to ride on board because that's where we know what we're going to see. Ferguson now and Sam Bensley side by side. Ferguson onto the grass. That's commitment. He's going to need to pull this up before he goes slinging off into the grass. He does that nicely, gets the position done as well. Sam Bensley, just a moving chicane here at the moment, because now it's Hughesy's turn to line up, and he's just going to send it down into the second final turn. Or side by side, Sam Bensley's sticking it fat. Alex McEwen joining the party as well. We're going to get his eye view and see what is happening here. We start the second lap, ladies and gentlemen. Hughesy's going to go for the dive. Here he goes. Oh, geez, that's close. But they're battling down the hill now. Here goes McEwen.
Oh, done. Thank you very much. Those two battled their way out of a championship position, well placed there on the grid, and McEwen just being the wiser man. Just watch them two have an absolute Barry Crocker cigarette paper between the two doors of the Pragas there, mind you, on Bensley and Hughesy. And now Hughesy has just gone, I'm having none of that. I'm going to try and get right up the arse end there of Alex McEwen at this point in time. But Sam Bensley, it's going backwards at a rate of knots, as you said, Christopher Munro, moving chicane, moving witch's hat, whatever you want to call him. But look at this guy at the moment, cracking stuff from him, Nathan Hughes. The winner from race 2 here. In race 3, he's got these marching pants on at the moment. Ezra Simmons has come a proper there, so is Mitchell Cole too in the background. So another Barry Crocker, but now Alex McEwen's just showing Nathan Hughes how it's done. But Fergo, however, right on the back here of Mr. Ward. Ward, confident on the brakes in lap 1. Not so confident now. Fergo's got him done. Oh, they've gone the wrong way. Gone the wrong way around the circuit. Thought there was another chicane there at the start, did Fergo. That is an absolute mind slip and a half. Where cracking stuff from him. He kept that on the circuit nonetheless. Maybe a little bit of an advantage off track, but nonetheless, Ward is still right up his clacker. Now Alex McEwen's having a look at the back of Ward. He's got the suck here at the moment. Can he get the job done? No, he can't. He's got the double right hand apex to go. Ward's got a beautiful entrance there. He just needs to know that if he takes it slower there on entrance, it actually helps him get through the corner. Now Fergo's right on the defensive. McEwen sent it from another postcode. Has he got the job done? He nearly swiped the arse end there off Grey Ward. Wow, Hughes is having a good look at him now too. That was a bit of an unforced error there from Alex McEwen. Bit ambitious. What can Hughesy do? He's slotted right back in behind him. But Fergo's got done there by Wardy. Wardy's on the confidence pedal here tonight. Yeah. He's taking a few sniffs here at the moment, because here comes Alex McEwen too. Round the outside of them both. 2 wide, 3 wide, Hughesy. And Fergo's been sideswiped there by Nathan Hughes. Oh, unbelievable. You couldn't write the pandemonium we've just seen there on circuit. Now McEwen's going for the third place here of Grey Ward. He's got the job done here on the inside, the disadvantageous side of the circuit nonetheless. But Alex McEwen's got the pace advantage. Said thank you, mother, for the rabbits. And he's going to sail off into the distance and try to catch the man who is 7 seconds down the road in front of him, Matt Munro. Look at the back here, though. Mitchell Cole's got his hands full. He's got Scotty McEwen, Bensley, Simmons and Barber all fighting over. This is a 4-way car battle here. And Sam Bensley at the front of this too. Look at Mitchell Cole up the inside. Up there and the outside, sorry. And there goes the haircut. The haircut's chopped him number 1-0. And here comes Simmons too, now looking for a good move here up the inside. Can he get the job done? He hasn't got a good run there from the chopper cam. The chopper cam right on this action here at the moment. You can see Mitchell Cole slide swiping left and right, upside down. What is he going to do? He's going to brake later here. Is Mitchell Cole try to get that car on the apex, but he's missed it by a country mile. However, so did Ezra Simmons there in the background too. So nonetheless, but no, that is the haircut gone wide. This is now an opportunity. You can see the pace just starting to advance all into Mitchell Cole's favour here at the moment. Simmons has got an absolute belter of a run there. Just turned the NOS on and just said, bug ears, I'm coming right at you. 3, 4 cars all off the apex there. Bensley's had him there. He's lost 1, 2, now 3 positions there at Oulton Park under the sign. Ezra's looking at this, getting all spicy. The red paint has got to him and he's gone around the outside and just said, thank you, mother, for the rabbits on Mitchell Cole. Now he's all over the haircut here too, trying to get himself booked in from a walk-in, nearly sideswiping each other there. Wow, absolute fantastic racing here. Into turn 1 and Simmons around the outside. Bang goes Fabian Fitness. Bang goes Ezra Simmons into 7th place. Can he keep it on the circuit? He does. Thank you very much, Fabian, for the super chat there as well. Ron Marshall, you are now losing the battle.
That's right. Speaking of losing the battle, Brody Barber's just lost a couple in the space of 2 turns. But this battle is not over yet, because Cole and Simons are going to go side by side here through the very fast left-hander here. We're going to get an idea of, they're going to be so close, touching almost there. But both live to tell the tale as they pull it up into the hairpin. Wow, a bit of smoke coming out of the side of that Ferrari-looking vehicle as well. And now Sam Bensley chiming in on the back of the Barber. And who is that behind them? Braden Moore chiming in as well. What an angry little battle pack we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. 6 to be precise. And this is where all the action is here, ladies and gentlemen. Simons had to battle it out, but he's finally got to the front of this little pack, and he is certainly going to try and just put his head down here. Geez, his camera angles absolutely suck now down the back here, but Hughes and McEwen swapping places up there. Maybe a little bit of timing tower kerfuffery, but certainly Barber and Cole here side by side. Whoa, through that. Oh, geez, that's dangerous stuff here, but they both stay door-to-door action. Wowee. Cole getting the better of it around the outside there. They are still side by side, but now Bensley, a bit of rubber banding there as well. Barber just yielding, and geez, it worked out all right for him as well, because if he was any closer, that rubber banding event would have just taken them both out, but they both live to tell the tale. So now it is all starting to just take a little bit of a back seat here. The next closest battle on track is Andrew Ferguson, up a little bit further. He is on the back of Gray Ward, who Matthias Falzon in the chat actually commending Gray Ward, saying he's absolutely having a great showing this week, and he's not wrong. Falzon right on the money there, and Gray Ward even more so on the money and on the apexes, on the loud pedal, and doing it in a mighty fine fashion. So that is that's a battle that might just spice up later on, but Ward seems to have the pace over Ferguson at this current time. We got Michelle Munro chiming in. Mumsy's in the chat. Yeah, Mumsy's in the chat cheering on the younger Munro here, and he is out in front by about 2 seconds. He's got Jake Buttigieg chasing him down, 2.2 seconds behind. Nathan Hughes behind him. Where is Alex McEwen? He is not going to be challenging for the win of this race. I'm going to say that now. 12 seconds off his old man, who is back there in 10th position. Wowee, I guess the face of this race has changed completely since the start. Here is the battle now. Andrew Ferguson up behind Gray Ward.
Yeah, cracking stuff here from Fergo. Needs to get the gallop on here at the moment, because Grey Ward's had a mare on that double right-hander. Fergo just a little bit cautious under braking, trying to dummy Wardy into a little bit of a late braking error, but he doesn't get that job done at the moment. So looks very, very nice here from Fergo. Look at the pace difference between the two. He's right up the inside. Turn one, eat your heart out for the both of them. Fergo's going to take the advantageous position. As he ran it too wide there on exit, he has. Because Wardy's going to try and come back at him, but there was too much oversteer there for Wardy. He got too ambitious on the throttle there, and that was all over bar the shouting there for Fergo. He's got that job done. P4 now into turn 2. Has Ward got any option, any answer to all the questions just raised there from Fergo? Can you beat me under brakes? Can you get me around the outside? Can you now follow me through this Oulton Park circuit for another 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go? Look at Ward. He's throwing smoke signals out there to the Himalayan mountaintops at this point in time. Look at these two have a good crack at each other. Cracking racing from all of them in sundry, realistically. Wherever there's a battle on track, it's been relatively pretty good from all of them tonight. What can Ward do on the exit? He can't get that job done. He was a little bit early there on the first chicane, which absolutely opened up the corner for the next one, which sent him into nearly the bunda there. So Fergo just needs to show Wardy what he can do, and if Ward can take any tips of him, this battle here will keep it 5/10 of a second. Oh no, there goes Wardy!
Oh no.
Absolutely, commentator cursed him there. That is the biggest one of the whole season, I reckon, we had on him, and he's just going to be flying his way back through this corner. Oh, Mitchell Cole nearly hit him too in the background. So did the haircut. So the haircut has got a promotion. So is Mitchell Cole. Now Braden Moore's all over the back of him too. 2/10, 1/10. Now about to pass him. Braden Moore promoted up into 7th place. Wowee. He's now going to have to hold on here because he's got a very, very angry Mr. Ward behind him. Cole is at a mare too. Barber's got past him. Now Braden Moore's got 6th place up his clacker here too. He's going to promote himself 2 places in 2 corners, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Cracking stuff from Braden Moore. Is he going to hold on here? We'll find out in just a hot second. Oh, there goes Ward again in the background.
Oh, no. Things have gone from bad to worse from Ward. He's in an absolute black zone there for the camera.
He's in the war.
Here he is. Yeah, he's in that little valley in between the final turn, but gee whiz, get himself back on the track. He's gone from hero to zero here tonight, but that is good signs, positive things there in the Ward garage. So he'll be looking forward to next week, because I think he might have had that light bulb moment that you get in sim racing where things just start to get a little bit easier out there behind the wheel. So looking forward to, next week and beyond, when Wardy can now challenge for these top 5 positions, and rightfully so. So that's good stuff. Up here again, Mitchell Cole. These guys have been absolutely yo-yoing all night. All these guys. It's been a strange night for racing, hasn't it, Zach?
Well, yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
A lot of trials,
Topsy-turvy.
topsy-turvy, upside down, you name it. Look at this, a little bit of rubber banding here. We haven't seen that for a while. In the server there, but Braden Moore still sticking a fat in 6th place. And as you said, Christopher, a lot of positional changes here, a lot of unforced errors tonight, Novak Djokovic style, in an absolute mare of his Grand Slams. But nonetheless, it looks like Mitchell Cole versus Braden Moore is probably the even battle on the track at this moment. They're sort of topsy and turving between a half a second to 1 second and then within 3/10. So it's all about getting that line. But no, is that Barber in the background? It is too. He's come a proper and facing the wrong way at the fastest point of this Oulton Park circuit. That is not where you want to be. Moore's had a mare too. Oh no, you ate your heart out. Another commentator curse coming our way in the commentary box here tonight. We're just going to have to stop praising these boys, Christopher Munro, because I reckon at the end of this race, we could even jinx Matt Munro into losing this first position.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I've been keeping an eye on it, the lead has been cut in half and more. Jake Buttigieg on an absolute charge here. The last time around, he was 138.1, plays a 138.4, so 0.3 quicker around the last time, but Buttigieg certainly has more pace in it. Oh, he's not going to get it done doing that. That is a missed apex and way out there in the bunda, so he gives back a couple of tenths to Munro. He's going to need every tenth he can get here, I've got a feeling, because just the way that we've seen him tonight, fairly unpredictable out there in the driver's seat. Could make mistakes, might not. I wouldn't be betting on either of those outcomes, but I tell you what, a 1.1 second advantage. Whoa, you'd want that just to be a little bit more if you're out there in the lead, especially with 3 minutes to go. That's at least 3 laps here now as the leaders go past the start-finish line. That's the 8th lap, ladies, or this is lap 8. So I suspect we're going to get maybe up to lap 11 here by the time this is all done and won. And that gap is very steady now, just 1.1 seconds between Buttigieg Munro Buttigieg. Keep one eye on it because down here, Gary Ward and Scotty McEwen are battling it out side by side. Yeah,
definitely. They're having a good crack at each other. So Scotty versus Gray Ward. Once again, the two compatriots on stage at the moment are the seniors of this event tonight, I would assume. I don't know that by fact. I'm just saying it by the voices I hear. And Scotty McEwen at this point in time, 1 second away from Mr. Ward. Nathan Hughes is still in 3rd place. He's just had a red marker pop up on his timing tower, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe a track cut. But Alex McEwen, however, is trying to make his way back through the field. He's got Mitchell Cole there and absolutely sailing at the moment. Look at that. That is incredible stuff there from Alex McEwen. A bit of rubber banding again on the server, but Alex McEwen's just sailed past him, said, "Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. I'll take 5th position off you there, Mitch, and we'll get ourselves further up the grid if possible." Howbeit, 17 seconds away. That could be all over by the shouting as far as he goes. But now this battle is heating up again. It was 1.1 seconds. Now it's only 7.5, 8 tenths. So 3-4 tenths of a second gain is Jake Buttigieg over Matt Munro. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock here. This is one for the ages here as we ground probably the 3rd or 2nd last lap this event here tonight. What can Matt Munro do? What can Jake Buttigieg do? Look at the timing difference. 1:37.8 versus a 1:38.2. So 5 tenths of a second there. Better for Jake Buttigieg on that that last lap that they proceeded around Oulton Park. Now Matt Munro's got the pressure torch well and truly up his clacker, and it's about to go from red hot to white hot.
Yeah, you can almost see the whites of his eyes there in the side mirrors, and Buttigieg just needs a little bit of a sniff, and that is certainly giving him plenty of encouragement here at the back end of this race. The gap now only, half a second just about, give or take a tenth here and there. So Matt Munro really needs to keep his, just keep that car in the correct spot. Don't try and push too hard, because that is when the mistakes start to creep into your game. Hit your markers, even just give yourself a few meters of leeway coming into the braking zone. Don't leave it to the very last minute to brake. Just bring them on nice and softly. Find your marker and focus on your exits. That's all you've got to do, really, because if you get a bad exit, then you are just hung out to dry. But if you just focus on nailing every single exit, the entries hardly even matter, because there will be no No way that the car can level up beside you if you take that kind of strategy in defence here. With 45 seconds to go, I think they might even cross the line for one more lap here. So this will be the penultimate lap. The gap has stayed at about 6/10 for this final time. So one last time around this circuit. There goes Monroe. He's thrown away the win. He's absolutely binned it there. He won't even hang on for a podium here. He's got a 20-second gap down to Hughes. Well, can he get back out on the track? Where is he now? He is moving, so he might just hang on here for the silverware, but that's not going to be enough because he will be telling this story about the hard luck. Damn, yeah, the pressure was real. Yep, here come the chats, and thank you, Ron Marshall. That's your 20th super chat as well. What an absolute machine there in the donations world. We love you, Ron. Better days out there on the track for Matt Munro, Zach O'Reilly.
He hasn't put the M in magnificent tonight, that's for sure. He's put it in M for mayor. He had the chance of his lifetime to get himself a win here at Oulton Park and threw it away just like a wet paper towel at the old trough there in the male's toilet department. But nonetheless, Jake Buttigieg's given himself the easiest win of his lifetime tonight. He is going to cross the line in about 40-odd seconds' time to take the win here. The final last dance shout of the evening tonight here at Oulton Park is going to go this man's way, unless we commentator curse him into one of the worst mistakes of his night. You're going shit house there, Jake. Just try not to keep it on the green stuff, mate. That's for sure. But what a drive from Nathan Hughes. First place, now a third place coming his way as well in third place for the podium positions. Good stuff from him so far. Thank you again to Ron Marshall in the chat. But it's not over. We've got Brody Barber on Braden Moore here for the last lap of the race. We're going to have to come back to this because here comes Wardy. Oh, geez, he nearly sent the arse end straight into the bunda there for Brody Barber. Pulled it up at the last second. Oh, this is exciting for the last lap. We're going to have to cross there to Jake Buttigieg because he's crossed the line and taken first place. Matt Munro and Nathan Hughes are all done all over. But Wardy's come up miss. But now the focus is on Brody Barber. Can he get the job done here on Braden Moore? This is incredible stuff here. We've got a young fella and an old fella going at it to hammer and tong. Smoke signals coming from the front end of Braden Moore's car. What can the haircut do here? Can he chop a few more, get a few more perms in the bank? Brody Barber on the slide, and he's lost it a little bit. And that is going to be all over for him because Braden Moore can see that timing delta just creep up from 4/10 now to 9/10 of a second thereabouts. And I reckon that is it for Braden Moore. Matt Munro's come through in second place somehow. Nathan Hughes, congratulations for you, son. Third place for that. Podium. Fergo in fourth place. Not a double podium for him tonight, but fourth place nonetheless. McEwen in fifth place. Mitchell Cole, a good result from him just coming out of nowhere and just joining Wednesday Cup at the last moment. Sixth place. Sam Bensley crosses the line in seventh as well. And Barber and haircut at the line. Don't tell me we missed it once again. Is that a photo finish? Oh, get stuffed here, directors at Sensational TV. Braden Moore and Brody Barber coming at the last second there for a photo finish on the time tower. Wardy in 10th place. Scotty McEwen 11th. Paul Buttigieg, what a night could have been for him. He was in the positions where he needed to. And Ezra Simmons had an absolute nightmare for the last one. But that is your race 3 winner. Jake Buttigieg, 3 different winners here tonight in Wednesday Cup. That is what you get. Alex McEwen taking the first one. Then we've got, then we had Nathan Hughes, and then we've got Jake Buttigieg for the third, and then we've got Fabian Fitness cutting into his milk money now. He's getting a bit broken. The whole hip pocket is Fabian Fitness, and thank you very much for the $8 super chat or thereabouts as well to round out the evening. Christopher Munro, Wednesday Cup never fails.
Yeah, absolutely. Even with a smaller field than we are used to seeing here in the Wednesday Cup, it's action all up and down. Plenty to be had. Very little in the way of lull periods, but they're always good too because you get the anticipation of when it all spices up again. Jake Buttigieg taking out the win there in race 3. Well, handed the win on a silver platter by my younger brother who
wins a win.
Yeah, wins a win. As I said, they don't draw pictures on the results cards. It just says your name and where you finished. So, P1 for Jake Buttigieg. P2, Matt Munro. P3, Nathan Hughes on fire tonight. Fabian Fitness on fire as well with his 20th super chat. Thank you very much. He's cutting into, as you said, cutting into his milk money. Sensational now offering payday loans. 38% interest rate.
Per week.
On every dollar. Not paid back. But get in touch with us through the email there, and we can sort you out.
T's and C's apply.
T's and C's certainly apply. T's and C's don't apply to this bloke here because he takes out the victory there in race 3. That is Jake Buttigieg. Through the ages, he will hang on to the second position in the championship. I think that is sure bigger gap still to McEwen, but McEwen's still leading the championship. Matt Munro's still in third, I assume. He had a bit of a shocker though, so we might have to just wait until the results come out there. But Andrew Ferguson sitting pretty in 4th, McEwen 5th, Cole 6th, Bensley 7th, Barber 8th, Moore 9th, Gary Ward, I keep calling him Gary, sorry, great, in 10th, Scotty McEwen 11th, Buttigieg 12th, Ezra Simons, Will Kirk, rounding out the minor positions there for round 6 here at Oulton Park in the Wednesday Cup. Next week, it is the final round of Wednesday Cup. And if you are watching from the AK Discord and you want to wet your whistle in the Wednesday Cup, this will be a regular thing. The final round of Wednesday Cup will be free and open to anyone who wants to join and dip their toes, should I say, sink their teeth into a bit of Wednesday Cup action. Next week is Mount Panorama. So I expect a few more bums on seats when we go around here this time next week, Zach O'Reilly.
Yep, nonetheless, it's going to be really, really good to see these Pragas tackle the mountain, so to speak. That will be something to behold. But I believe we've got something to surprise everyone, Christopher Munro, on the broadcast as well.
Yep.
We have got a sexual announcement coming your way here. And when I say that, we are talking German style, ladies and gentlemen. And if we can get that graphic up in just a hot second, look at that magnificent piece of sheer driving pleasure. Oh, that is what we are racing in the next season of Wednesday Cup. An E28 1987 style BMW M5 sedan. And that is a cracking piece of machinery. I'll give you the hot tip. That is a absolute belter. Have a look at that.
448 horsepower, so I'm told. So not to be sniffed at in the power department.
Not to be shied at. And I'll tell you what, grip for days, ladies and gentlemen. They have got the super soft compound tyres from the Formula One, but because they've only got half the horsepower, they last twice as long. You do the math. So this is going to be a car not to miss here for Wednesday Cup, and that car will be on the circuit as well for a mystery final round, as traditions go for the Wednesday Cup. At the next one, next week on Wednesday, what track we'll be racing at, don't know. We know what the car is, but you'll see all of these guys compete in what can be a taste of the next season here in the Wednesday Cup in the sheer driving pleasure BMW E28 machine. Cracking stuff tonight. Wowee, what a round. The chopper cam is on the piss at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't know what it's doing. Had too many vodkas and tequilas tonight, the old chopper cam. But nonetheless, that is Oulton Park, ladies and gentlemen. That is Wednesday Cup, done, won and run. And 3 different winners in 3 different races. That is what you got to be in it to win it for, ladies and gentlemen. Keep yourselves coming in. It's going to be a cracking season 16 coming our way here for Wednesday Cup. And nonetheless, thank you to every single one of you tonight here viewing the proceedings. Great to have Ron Marshall. Well, we can name them all off. We've got bloody everyone here tonight. We've got Alex Kay, we've got Ron Marshall, we've got Fabian Finders, we've got Heather Hughes, we've got Matthias Felsen, we've got Dean Hanley, we've got Braden Moore in the chat as well. Jesse Marshall's in there too. We've got Brody Barber also got in. We've got Juna Monachus 16, a new timer as well there in the chat. Thank you very much to everyone as well. I think I've got everyone. Nick Mallow's in there as well with Mallow Ninja. And a bidding war going on between Ron Marshall, Heather Hughes and Fabian Fitness. As always, thank you very much for your kind donations here. But that's it for us here at Oulton Park. And we didn't get bashed in by the man, the myth, the legend, Ray Rabs Warren tonight, Christopher Munro. That was a relief to me. No concussions, no trips to the ER. But as always, it's been a pleasure to have you with me tonight here, Chris.
Always.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have everyone with us here tonight. And Munro puts the mem in magnificent. Zach O'Reilly puts the uniqueness in himself because guess what? You're not him. As always here at Sensational TV. Thank you once again. We'll see you this week for plenty of racing action. We've got more coming on Saturday night. LMU. We've got the inaugural Gen 3s coming your way too for AK Racing on Sunday. So stick around for that. But as always, it's goodbye, good night. Love you all. And as always here at Sensational TV, keep it flat out.